How often are you left alone with the girl that you like, but you always just seem to run out of things to say? Well, it's time to solve this problem. Today we will be going over 3 tips on how to talk to girls and never run out of things to say. Welcome to Mentor My Life. Don't you ever wonder why you and your best friend can sit in a room doing absolutely nothing and talk for hours on end? But the second you're alone with a girl, you can't think of anything to say at all, even if your life depended on it? Well, the reason this happens is because you were tricked by the mainstream to believe that girls like a guy that tries to get to know them and that will sit there and listen to them. Because of this, you fall into the trap of going into what I call interview mode. This is where you pretend to get to know a girl by asking her questions that you don't really care about, like, how are you? How was your day? Did you do anything fun? How was that? What do you like to do for fun? Where do you work? What's your favorite color? You see how this might just kill a girl from boredom? A girl won't really ever talk to you about herself unless you can get her to open up. Because of that, her answers won't really be too interesting. She'll keep her answers short and sweet, which will bore you, making it even harder for you to think of other things to say. Interview-style conversations come off as needy because you need her to respond to your questions in order for you to keep the conversation going. This is a surefire way to land in the friend zone. The trick then is, when talking to a girl, don't use questions, use statements. Have these statements be open-ended, meaning that even if she doesn't respond to your statement, you can continue talking without it coming off as weird or making the situation awkward. You don't come off as needy doing this because you don't need her to respond back to you. You are perfectly fine sitting there and talking while she just sits there and listens. Don't know what to talk about? Well, that's easy. Talk about anything that you like or are interested in. You have to tap into what's called the law of state transference. What this refers to is how emotions are extremely contagious and how they are transferred from one person to another. The law of state transference is why mobs are formed. A few angry people start to riot, and because of the law of state transference, those angry emotions transfer onto other people, and all of a sudden, some of the sweetest people you may have ever met are now flipping cars. It's why when you walk into a sporting event, even if you're not interested in the teams that are playing, just the excitement from everybody in the arena gets you excited as well. The same principle applies when talking to girls. If you try to talk about something that you don't care about, like what she likes to do, even if it's interesting to her, if it makes you bored, that will transfer onto her and she will lose interest in the conversation. If you choose to talk about something that you like or something that gets you excited, those emotions will transfer onto her and she will get excited talking to you about it too. If the vastness and complexities of space make you rock hard, then talk about how the closest star from the sun is over 4 light years away. She will feel your love and passion for the topic, and she will be much more likely to engage in that conversation with you as opposed to what she did for the day. The most important thing when talking to a girl is to believe that anything you say has value just because you are the one saying it. What type of guys do girls like? Girls like a confident guy. If you believe that anything you say has value, then you will come off as an extremely confident guy. Girls will date guys that aren't smart, that aren't funny, that don't provide any value, all because that guy comes off as extremely confident, and this is because he says whatever he wants. It's not uncommon for a girl to even call a guy like this smart or funny, even though to you he might not be. That guy will be able to ramble on forever and ever, all because he believes that everything he says is valuable, just because he says it. So to him, it doesn't matter what he says. A girl will say things like, "It's crazy how we can just chill together and talk about anything and I have a good time." The reason she has a good time doing nothing but talking to him is because he can say anything at all, and because of the law of state transference, the girls will see as what he is saying as valuable and she will enjoy that conversation. So to answer the question at the beginning of the video, why can you sit with a friend and talk for hours, but you can't do the same with a girl? It's because when talking to a friend, you probably aren't asking too many questions. Either you're telling the story and he's listening, or he's telling the story and you're listening and then giving your thoughts and feedback on what he has said. Because you two are probably talking about something that you are interested in and not something that you don't care about at all. And it's probably because that you give your input because you believe that to him your input has value, so you share it. Now all you have to do is transfer the same idea when talking to a girl, and you will realize that she will open up to you and then start telling you things that she's interested in. You then will find things that you both have in common and you will both love talking to each other. Then, when she is finally completely opened up to you, then you can ask her questions about herself and just sit there and listen. You will find that now it's not up to you or her to carry the conversation, but the conversation carries itself. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share with your friends. Catch you guys next time.